it all. Okay, we are live. Let me get my little sip of water. Where are you right now, Nicole? In the office?
Yeah, I'm in the city.
Okay,
One
yeah.
of
So
my
you're in New York. Yeah.
one of my reporters is from LA and she's visiting New York.
Oh, fun.
I'm in the Hudson Valley usually.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's lovely. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, well, let's hit it here.
Cool.
Welcome, everyone. This is Coffee with a Journalist. I'm Beck Bamberger, and we are here to talk with our editors, reporters, journalists, freelancers about all things that can make their lives better in working with publicists and not worse, really. So that's why we're here. And with us today is Nicole Ortiz, coming live from New York City. She is the healthcare editor at Morning Brew, Inc. And we're going to talk about all the things in the healthcare sector that she's working on, because there's a lot, Nicole. It's never a dull day. That is for sure. So thank you for being here, first off.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes. First off, I like to ask people, even from the biggest outlets, how would you describe the outlet coverage of Morning Brew? It's changed over time.
It has, yeah. So actually, I'm on the professional side. So there's a bunch of different focuses. We have like CFO, IT, tech, healthcare, HR, marketing, and retail. And with us, we're Healthcare Brew is our newsletter. We publish 3 times a week, and we're focusing on like basically all things that people working in the business of healthcare need to know. So
which is a
quite
lot.
a lot. Yeah, it's pretty easy, straightforward, right?
Yeah, this is small. And Nicole, I'm so glad you're joining us today. We've been doing a lot more editors on the show, so we're going to talk about your inbox in just a second. But it's quite a distinction, seemingly, from sometimes reporters and what they go through versus freelancers. So we like to have an array of people on here. So let us talk first about your inbox. How is it in there?
It's any given day is kind of stressful and a little chaotic.
A little bit.
I also subscribe, like, in addition to getting like press releases and various pitches, I also subscribe to a bunch of newsletters. So there's always just like a daily barrage of like news that I'm keeping up on. So it's quite a lot. Like, I think maybe that's something that people don't always realize, is that we're not just like skimming the press releases, like we're also digesting all of the day's news and like from many different outlets and many different perspectives. So it's like information overload, and then you get a pitch and you're like, oh my God, more information.
More information. What's the ratio of pitches, would you say, to the rest of the stuff in your inbox?
I would say it's probably about a third of it. Yeah.
That's a lot.
So yeah, it's a lot. And I recently realized that like more than I realized was going to spam directly. And then because we're hosted on Gmail. So it was just like, I don't know like how.
And it's a big filler. It's like a big filter. Yeah.
It's confusing. I didn't realize it. And then I felt bad because I was like, oh no, these people probably think I'm ignoring them. And I had no idea this was even going into my spam.
Yeah. Crap. Okay. So do you check your spam regularly then, just to like double check?
I do. I check it to make sure there's like not something like particularly interesting or timely that I want. And then I'll pull it back into my inbox and mark it as not spam so that person doesn't get flagged anymore.
Got it. Okay. Yes. So that's your protocol. Now, what do you do with all the other pitches that you get? Do you do mass deleting? Do you do foldering? Do you do anything?
Yeah, I'm a meticulously organized person. So I have folders for everything. And I have a potential source and potential story folder. So certain things, if it's interesting to me, but I don't quite see a fit for it, I'll put it in that folder. And then periodically I'll skim that folder to see, like, when I'm looking for story ideas to assign, I'll like go through that and see if there's anything that jumps out at me. Some things I mass delete. Some things, if I really like the pitch, but I don't see it being quite relevant yet, I might respond to them and just give them a heads up, like, not at this time, but like keep pitching me. And then others, a lot of times I honestly don't say anything, and I will forward it to my reporters and I'll assign it to them that way. So you might not hear directly from me, but if you're hearing from someone on my team and you had emailed me, that's likely why.
So you do some deleting, you do some responding. I know you came prepared, Nicole, with some headlines or some subject lines that you really liked. Would you like to share any with us right now?
Yeah. I did a
Give us an
mix
example.
of ones that I like and then ones
Love
that
it.
like I don't know that they
Yeah, no,
particularly
gotcha.
work.
Yes.
So one that I really liked, it was why are hospital gowns so ugly? I just like immediately I was like, why are they so ugly?
Yes. And someone did just do a story on this. It wasn't you guys. I want to say it was like the New York Times or something, but
Yeah.
this is a topic that's been discussed.
Yeah, and I feel like it's something that like immediately would pique a reader's interest. So I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. I love
Yeah.
that." Yeah. So I like the idea of like asking a question that really grabs somebody's attention.
Got it. And so in that subject line, it was kind of written as a headline in a way and intriguing. So
Yeah.
let me ask you then, so what was in the pitch? Was it that
Honestly,
why they're so ugly? What?
it was more like a source who could talk on
Oh.
it, and then actually I was a little bit like in the pitch, it ended up not really making sense for our audience, so I didn't even move forward with it, but it at least grabbed my attention.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Grabbed your attention. Okay. Another example.
Okay, so this one, I feel like it isn't necessarily a favorite, but it says expert thrive in the AI and digital age, staying relevant with future ready skills. So I chose that one because I feel like on the surface it looks like it could be really helpful, but it's actually just like a lot of vague jargon. And to me, I don't necessarily like I look at something like that and I'm not like I don't know what it's going to be about and I don't know if that's going to be helpful and I feel like that would end up being something that I would end up deleting when I'm just like skimming.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. Anything else?
Yeah, this one
I
is
love this.
more of a
Came
vent.
prepared.
I
Yes.
did. I came with
I love
5,
it.
but we don't have to go through all 5.
Yes. We rarely get that volume here. Yes, let's bring it, Nicole. This is gold. Gold. Gold.
Okay, one of them
Keep
is
going.
it just says news, 2 announcements. And I was like definitely intrigued, but I also wanted more.
Intrigued because it's so bad, right?
Mhm,
What are you going to do with that?
yeah, exactly. So that one was another like not a great one.
Yeah.
And then I think I can bunch these other 2 together because they're kind of I've selected them for the same reason.
Okay.
So one says pitch for Nicole, feature on Tequila Lino, Tequila's 65-year growth and their future. And then the
Wow.
other says Selena
Tequila? Wait,
yeah.
tequila?
So
Okay.
the other says Selena Gomez, Rare Beauty's first brand campaign with Fred and Farid, Los Angeles.
No.
So
No.
the reason I got these is because
Yeah.
I used to work at Adweek, and I did like obviously marketing, campaign, editing, and reporting there. And then the tequila one, I wrote during a period when I was freelancing last year. I wrote a story about an alcohol brand. So I feel like these
Oh,
2,
man.
they did their research, but not well enough where they knew where I'm currently at.
So this is what I want to talk about for a second. Why is it that an article you wrote, 2.5 years ago, okay, this is why One Pitch, this is why we built One Pitch, by the way, obviously a plug for One Pitch, something you wrote 2.5 years ago that someone clearly saw and now has your current information, your email for, which is very different from where you were, that 2 years ago, and still emails you. This is what I can't understand. Is like, I would understand if the pitch went to, that old email and it bounced back from Adweek or Ad Age or whatever, like, okay. But now it's like, no, I'm purposely emailing you at your new outlet, doing your new thing with something that is very old. And I'm like, that is such a miss.
I know that. Honestly,
what are we doing?
For me, I mark those as spam because like to me it just shows like, okay, you're not doing your research and like you found me and you looked me up and that's nice and you've learned something about me, but not enough to like and it's not like I haven't been vocal about in the same way as I have with those past articles. I've been vocal about like my new job and like joining this team and this new title and everything. So like you would probably easily find that information alongside where you found this information.
Exactly. Therein lies the conundrum.
Yeah. So those are all I brought.
Nicole, thank you for all those great juicy examples. So helpful. Appreciate that. Okay. You're doing healthcare. There's a lot to uncover there. What sources are you looking for?
Yeah, so we have primarily we look for like payers pharmaceutical experts and hospital experts. And then anyone in that realm, like analysts, academics, legal, who can comment on those things. If you could comment on like big news happening that you think is like applicable to people working in those fields. Like if somebody's working at an insurance company, if somebody's working in a hospital, we don't necessarily focus too much on like regional things. So that could get a little niche if you're like a specific hospital like perspective. But yeah, trying to look at it from like a national perspective and like commenting on recent news always helps.
Okay, this is good. So, and further in that, you're talking national. So like even I would admit like lobbyists or regulatory, anything like that?
Yeah, regulatory for sure. We're definitely looking at how like the election might extend or expire certain things. That's like definitely something that's like on our minds and is in our pitch meetings. So.
Oh yeah. Godspeed on that. Okay. So good with sources. Now, what about you're based in New York City and there's a lot of publicists, of course, in New York City. What about relationship building with publicists, if at all? Do you ever want to see them? Do you ever want to go on a drink? Do you ever want to go on a walk? You're never talked to me in my life?
I'm actually based in the Hudson Valley now. So
yes, you did mention that.
Yeah, I come down to the
city.
Yeah, I come down to the city like a couple times a month. So I'm not opposed to meeting people, though it's like when I'm in the city, it's usually for a specific purpose. So I'm usually kind of like tied up with other things and it's hard to step out in the day. But that being said, I'm happy to meet, like chat with people on a video call or on a phone call. I think that's kind of like my preference because I can also like organize my thoughts and take notes better than like I can if we're getting coffee or something.
Yes. Okay. Good to know. So you are available. You are open to that. Okay. This is good. And then is there something that publicists can do just in general to make your life better? Obviously send you correct pitches, but what else?
Yeah, definitely the correct pitches. And this is like, I think one of my biggest pet peeves is to not message me in my personal inbox because I hate getting pitches in my personal Gmail. I think most reporters and editors I know hate that. And it just is immediate deletion. Like it could be the best pitch, it could be the most relevant pitch, but to me that just shows that you're not doing your research. Because like my work email is readily available and my personal email is actually, I've tried to make it harder to find. So
yeah, what happened with that? Where was it on the internet somewhere?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It must have been somewhere. But yeah, so that's like my biggest pet peeve. And then just like I think making sure you read our site. I get like a lot of pitches that are consumer facing and like while interesting, it's just not something we cover. We cover the business, we're B2B and that's got to be our focus and that's got to be like the takeaway. So if you're sending me things that have too much of a consumer focus, I'm just not going to even really look at it.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. Yep. Okay. I have a quick flash list of questions for you, Nicole. If that sounds good. Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Okay. And then we want to talk a little bit more on just editing versus the reporting and stuff. So we'll get to that in a second. So let me do these rapid fire questions first. Okay. Video or phone interview?
Phone.
Bullet points or paragraphs in a pitch?
Paragraphs.
Oh, paragraphs. How short or long for pitches?
Short. Like 2 graphs.
Okay. Images attached or a Dropbox zip file?
Images.
Okay. Images attached. Email or a DM of some sort, but I think you answered that. Email. Not your personal email. Okay.
Yeah, my work email.
Yep. Direct or creative subject lines?
I don't know. I guess I kind of like both. I think direct.
Yeah.
I think I prefer direct just because it gets to the point quicker.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's usually the preference for people. Okay. Press release or media kit?
Press release.
Any time that you review pitches, or is it all the time? Because you're crazy with keeping it clean.
It's kind of I am an inbox zero girl.
Yeah, me too.
So I I try to like review it through the day. I don't think there's like a specific time. It's basically like, do I have spare time? Okay, I'll go through my inbox now.
Got you. Okay. What about the story review or approval process, Nicole? So now you're an editor, and we want to demystify as much as possible just how do stories come to be? Because it doesn't necessarily just come as a pitch to a reporter and they go, great, I'm going to write about it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. No, there's internal discussion and stuff. So how does it work there for a story to get live?
Well, we do, my team does like a weekly pitch meeting. So I meet with my reporters and they'll come prepared with like a couple stories that they want to work on. They'll use most pitches come with like a working headline, the nut graph of your story, which is like your main idea, and like where you answer the like why this topic and why now, and potential sources they'd like to talk to. I think that's generally that happens like at a lot of publications when you have a pitch meeting, and we'll discuss things and give each other feedback. Like the whole team is very collaborative and communicative, and we'll kind of chat and like suggest other sources or suggest additional things to cover. And then when I'm assigning things, I'll like either get something in my inbox or I'll be reading something and think of a story angle or an idea. And I have one-on-one meetings with my reporters. So I'll either, if it's a longer story, I'll bring it up in our one-on-one and kind of float the idea by them. We'll have a conversation about it. I'll ask them to come back with like a more formal pitch to discuss in our like pitch meeting on Fridays. And then for shorter stories, like if we're just like recapping quick news, it's usually just like forwarding over a press release, forwarding over like something that we want to cover, a quick Slack conversation, maybe a huddle, and then like kind of hammering it out there and going from there.
Okay. So quite fluid. It's not necessarily a big, scary, long thing or something. No, it's moving quite organically. Okay.
We're pretty like easygoing on our end, I think, like not too overly formal, which is nice.
Some places it's way more formal. So
for sure.
That's to ask. Nicole, is there anything we could do to tout, promote, talk about just how great Brew is and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean,
a little PR for you.
Tell all your friends about Healthcare Brew. Tell the doctor or nurse or PA in your life to sign up for our newsletter. It hits your inbox 3 times a week. And yeah, you can like follow us, me and my reporters on LinkedIn. You can find us very easily on the newsletter. Like I think it links to our author site and our LinkedIn and our Twitter accounts. And yeah, just follow us.
Okay. Nicole, thank you so much for being on today. Everyone, this is Nicole Ortiz. She is the editor, the healthcare editor at Morning Brew Inc. Do not pitch your personal Gmail. Do not. There's other me.
Yes.
Perfect. Please. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of the day in New York.
Thanks. You too.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, Nicole, we're going to like clip it right there. Thank you so much. You totally aced it. Look at you. Such a star. We'll take it from here. You have no to-do item, just so you're clear. We got it. Cool. And we'll let you know of all the things. And so you'll know when it's coming and all that good stuff. So you're good to go. And just thank you so much.
I just actually, there's one thing I meant to mention I forgot to.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like, I write, I do sometimes occasionally report on sustainability. So I want to
add that in?
Yeah. Is that possible?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just pause for a moment and we'll make an editor's note to include this in. Okay. So Nicole, you also though write about on occasion sustainability. So do you want to expand on that?
Yeah. So that's something that I kind of started doing when I was freelancing. Just like I was originally writing about it in the marketing space, but now obviously being in healthcare, it's something I'd still like to write about. So if you have specific pitches about sustainability or just ideas, sources, etc., you could definitely send those to me as well.
Okay, so sustainability. And what sparked it in you to start doing that on a freelance level?
It was a personal interest. Yeah, like in my personal life, I am very sustainability minded. I'm also very like outdoorsy. I really like hiking and biking. And when I was working at Adweek, I used to write about the outdoors and recreation industries. And then when I was like kind of freelancing it on my own, I was like, well, actually, there's no parameters. I can kind of write about sustainability in marketing and in these spaces in a different way. So I did it for a couple outlets when I was freelancing.
Good to know. Okay. Sustainability pitch is welcomed.
Thank you.
There you go. Perfect, Nicole. We can add that in. That sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. And we'll be in touch, of course, as said, and we'll take it from here.
Cool. Sounds good. It's great chatting.
Great chatting too. See ya. Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.